into that tree by, in this case, mulching through some branches. And I'll just lift this up every once in a while so you can see. And then if I was at a tree saw, I'd come right down here on this side and start to cut it off. So there you can see I've topped it. And I keep doing that. Now I'm going to half it. So you can see how big it is. I would say it's 12 inches right there in the middle. Maybe more. Yeah, probably 14 inches or so. Anyway. Okay, where would I be with the tree saw? The tree saw would have cut it off by now, no doubt. Takes a little bit longer to get into it, right? With the tree saw. There we're at 2200 RPM, so start to just beat through it like so. And that stump is now level with the ground. So here's the question. It's going to take me another minute probably to finish her off. Here's the question. Do we want to use that tree saw and then cut all of its buddies with the tree saw and then go get the grapple, and at the end of that have a pile of trees? Well, the good is with this, I'm going to take a little bit longer. Now it is faster on the small trees. There's no question this is tremendously faster on the small trees. Let's say I have 20 of these in a pasture of 500 cedars that I'm cutting, you know, whatever the numbers are. I just give numbers for an example. Obviously your results will vary. But if I cut these 20 big trees down into this with these other small ones, which will be much faster, like these right here, I don't have to go back and pick them up. And then not only am I not piling them, but you don't need, well, I shouldn't say that. You do still need to burn this. That's one of the misconceptions about mulching. People say, you know, they'll say like you don't have to burn anything or it's less risk, whatever. Yeah, if this stuff catches on fire, how is that gonna burn right there? That's gonna burn, it's gonna burn too. And if that's a foot deep of mulch because you got a bunch of trees, you're gonna have a wreck. You're gonna have a wreck on your land if it's a foot deep in mulch for a long time. It takes a long time to degrade it. How long? I'd love to know. I would love to know. So up at the front of this property, I have 3 mulch piles that you could hide a pickup in. You could put a truck, a pickup, and then bury it in these mulch piles. They're so big. So maybe you need to mulch and then you still have to pile it. But then the ground around it, and you can see one maybe from here, I don't know. The ground around it is then black. So there's the time. That tree's gone. And a whole bunch of little ones beside it. So what's the advantage? I think especially where the majority of your trees are huge, the majority of your trees are like that big one and bigger, probably your tree saw is going to be a good option, particularly, mostly if there are hedge around it, because we can stop that tree saw and spray each one of the hedge, like this one I'm about to cut. But if most of your trees are smaller than that one, the majority of them, it may be best to mulch. And then we have personal preference. What is it you want at the end? Do you want a field that looks like this? Do you mind burning some? Those are our factors to decide. We'll just throw this tree in with it. We'll just throw this tree in with it. If this tree is not chemical treated, all I'm about to do right now is make it very angry. Get off me, branch. Okay. Yeah, always tilt your head back. That's always important. Most of the material, if you take this nice and slow right here, is dust, is chainsaw sized dust. Okay, if you do that, or go really fast, you'll make bigger material. And it seems to me that most of the big material is from branches, because the head sucks those branches in Alright, there's some visible stumps in a hole. But it sucks those branches in, and then that makes it's just not as small material. Like that. There we go. So there you have it. Bigger trees and smaller trees, multiple tools. I love my big saw. I'll never get rid of it. It will always have a place for large trees. The biggest tree I ever cut was literally over 6 feet across with a tape measure across the base. That's a big tree. That's a big tree, a 6-foot base. There's a picture of it somewhere on my website. I'm standing on it, and it's a huge cottonwood tree. I would never try to do that with this mulcher. It's not meant for it. And I wouldn't break that big of a tree down with this mulcher either. I'm not sure how this land was set up this way with this strange ditch right here. You know, I did see a place that was made like this 100 years ago. They'd made ditches like this to grow trees in. Hedge trees, in fact. In the 30s, they were looking to have hedge, people grow hedge for money, to propagate it, to put it into hedgerows. Well, there's that tree. Just got a few more branches to hit here.